Good morning. Good morning. All right. We are live in both places. Perfect. Hi, guys. Good morning. So, if we haven't met, I'm Erica Champion Wise. I'm an elite independent consultant with Paparazzi Accessories. And we get to hang out every morning and do a little get ready with me. During these, we talk about all sorts of stuff. So it's a free for all, honestly. It's a free for all for me. So today I want to talk about naming your emotions. And so this morning, let me just be transparent with you. Vulnerability always wins, right? Good morning. Vulnerability always wins. And so this morning I woke up funky, like couldn't just ever have days like that? You ever have days where you just wake up and you're just like, oh boy, something better change. And so I woke up funky this morning and I woke up having a hard time emotionally. And I woke up in a space of just frustration and anger. And I couldn't figure out why. And so I know a lot of us right now, especially in the season of the life that we're living, especially with the corona shutdown, especially with all of the things that are happening right here and right now, a lot of us wake up funky. If you do, great. You're normal. Congratulations. You are shockingly normal. Congrats. And so I want to talk to you through how I am managing that because I'm not done with it yet. I haven't, gotten rid of all the emotions around it. I'm still managing my emotions. And so the first thing is you got to name those emotions. And so I told you I was frustrated and angry and all of that, but that wasn't really what I was feeling. And it took me some minutes of just sitting there and just self-reflect. And so I know that not a lot of people take the time to self-reflect, but I'm going to tell you, you got to start taking the time to self-reflect. You've got to start giving yourself the space to be like, girl, what are you feeling? What are you feeling? What's going on? What can we do here? How can I help you? What are you feeling? Basically, basically what you have to do for yourself is be your own best friend. So if your best friend called you up, what would you do? You would get the ice cream and the chips and you would go to her house immediately and you'd be like, "All right, tell me everything. Tell me everything. Tell me what you're feeling. Tell me how you're feeling. Tell me how it's affecting you. How can I help you?" You would make your best friend spill her guts. You would, and you wouldn't stop until she did. I know. I'm that friend too. That's because we're good friends, right? And so what I'm basically telling you to do to you is to be your own best friend, to be the one that makes yourself spill your guts. Because if you just sit there and you just hide it and you just shove it down, all it's going to do for you is make you blow up on somebody or blow up on yourself or get mad over nothing. Like you've got to make yourself talk about it and then you've got to name those emotions. And so I thought this morning I was feeling anger. And there was some anger in there. There was some anger. Anger caused by the underlying emotion. We are women and we can be quite complicated creatures. If we're honest, we can be very complicated. And a lot of times the emotions we think we're feeling aren't actually the emotions that we're feeling. Y'all know it's true. Those poor men, I don't know how they put up with us sometimes. What we think we're feeling is not really the catalyst for what we're feeling. Ever been feeling something and then realize, nope, nope, that ain't even what I'm going for here. I'm not even feeling that. I mean, I've got a little bit of that, but that's not really what I'm going for. And so this morning, I had some anger. Absolutely. I had some frustration. But underneath it all, underneath everything, I had a sense of helplessness. I had absolute helplessness. I felt helpless. Just being honest with you, just absolutely being honest with you here. I felt helpless. I felt like I couldn't control anything. I felt like I had no say in my own life. I felt like the people that should be listening to me aren't listening to me. The people who should be respecting me aren't respecting me. The people that should be supporting me aren't supporting me. And I felt helpless to change it all. This, that is what made the difference for me. Because once I realized, oh, this is helplessness and not anger, if there's a different way to deal with anger. Anger I have to let go of and get rid of. Helplessness is a different world. And so whatever you are feeling this morning, and I imagine, no, I'm sure, I am sure that so many of us are feeling absolutely helpless right now because there's nothing that we individually can do to fix what is going on. And as women, what are we? We are fixers. We like to fix stuff. We like to fix everything. And right now, there's nothing that we can do. Really nothing we can do. Sure, we can wash our hands, we can stay home, we can take protective measures. Absolutely, we can focus on our families. Yes, yes, yes. All of that. And I'm not discounting any of that. I believe in all of that and I'm doing all of the above. But really, we're helpless to do like big things. And we think that the only way to affect change is to do big things. That's not true, but we're not going to go down that road today. And so what I want to encourage you to do is to begin to name your feelings. Begin to allow yourself the space to examine what you're feeling, to see what you are dealing with there. What are you truly feeling? Are you feeling inadequate? Are you feeling worthless? Are you feeling helpless? Are you feeling out of control? What are you feeling? Because once you realize what you are truly feeling, what's really going on in there, then you can change something. Then you can change something. And so I'm gonna give you my example, and this is just my example. You're feeling whatever you are feeling, and whatever you're feeling is what you're feeling. And so for me, for my example this morning of feeling helpless and unheard and unloved and untrusted, like those are the things that I was really feeling. My surface level was anger and frustration, but really I was angry and frustrated because I was helpless, and I feel helpless because no one's listening to me, and no one's respecting me, and no one is trusting me, and that's where it all comes from. And so there's these levels of different feelings, and you need to go all the way down to the bottom one, because if you start at the top, if I just worked on anger and frustration, I still get all the bottom mess under here that nothing cleaned up and nothing was working and I'm not fixing it. I'm still going to have that mess. I can't just pile good thoughts, rainbows and sunshine on top of that. No, I got to deal with what's underneath it, and so do you. And so if you have to go several layers from anger and frustration to helplessness to not being listened to, supported, and loved, like that's levels. And so for me, I had to turn it back to myself and understand that I make my world. I create my world. I create my life. I am the first one. Everything starts and ends with me. And I know to a lot of people that sounds very what you call it? What you call it? I don't even know what to call it. It sounds like, "Oh, look at me." But no, it's really not. It's a control factor. It's a power factor for us, that especially when we're feeling out of control, we have control. We have control over us. We have control over our own feelings. We have control over our own emotions. We have control over our own mind. And I hear so many times, and I'm going to step on your toes, and you know I love you, but I'm going to step on your toes. I hear so many times, so many Christians say, well, I'm going to let God fix it. Well, listen, God gave us free will. God 100% gave us free will. And part of that free will is the ability to control oneself and one's emotions and one's feelings and one's thoughts. God gave us that control. He's not going to do it for us, but He has empowered and equipped us to do it ourselves. You see what I'm saying there? Like God ain't going to do the job for you, but He has empowered and equipped you to do it for yourself. And so don't fall back into religion and be like, God's going to fix it. God gave you power. God gave you power. The same power that raised Jesus from the dead lives in me. Look it up. And He gave you power over your thoughts, feelings, emotions, and all of the above. The above. You have that power, and you are the one responsible for exercising it. He's not going to do it for us. And so, what we have to do is we have to, one, understand we have that power, two, begin to exercise and use that power. And so, for me, what I had to do this morning was I had to dig in. I had to dig into Erica and I had to say, Erica, if you're not feeling loved, where are you not loving you? Because it all starts and ends with me. Everything starts and ends with me. If I'm not feeling loved, I'm not loving myself. If I'm not feeling trusted, I'm not trusting myself. If I'm not feeling supported, I'm not supporting myself. It all starts and ends with us. And so, whatever you're feeling, if you're feeling out of control, where are you out of control in yourself, in the thing that you can control? Because right now, the thing that you can control is you. 100% you. And so if you're feeling out of control, where are you out of control within yourself? Where can you step up controlling you, controlling your thoughts, controlling your mind, controlling the food that you put in and the exercise that you put out? Like these are things that we can absolutely control. And so if I'm feeling unheard, if I'm feeling unheard by the important people in my life, I have to look and ask myself, where am I not listening to my own self? Where am I not listening to me? Right? Because it all starts and ends with me. And I know this is high level mindset because I have been doing this for years. I have been working and learning and studying through this for years. And I have the honestly, honest to goodness, I have the track record to prove that this is accurate. And so, what did I do this morning? I sat my little self down and I said, where are you not loving yourself? Here, 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 and here. Okay, well, guess what you're going to do today? You're going to do here, 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 and here. You're going to do those things to show yourself love. Where are you not listening to yourself? I'm not going to bed on time. Like, I'm not. I'm staying up too late on TikTok, if I'm honest. And so I have to listen to myself and listen to my body and go to sleep on time. I'm not, taking in healthy food. And so I'm not trusting my own body. I'm not listening to my own self. Why is anybody else going to listen to me if I'm not listening to me? Kind of thing, right? It all starts and ends with us. Okay. And so I hope this is making sense. This is high, high level. And listen, I'm going to be honest with you. I heard it in a training this week and I love it. I just loved it. And I've really started implementing it. This might be too high level for you. This might be outside of your realm. This might be too much for you. You might be sitting back there like, girl, that don't even make sense. Listen, that's fine. Stick with it until it does make sense. It didn't make sense to me for a couple of years. Now, 3 years later, it makes absolute complete sense. And I go even further. You don't want to know where I go from here because I think I would scare you. But even if it doesn't make sense, listen to it anyway. Let it sink in anyway, because now the world is a mess and the world needs what I have to say and the world needs what I have to offer. And I have to modulate to the highest. I have to teach the one who needs this and needs this right now. I have to go to the one who's in crisis. And you may not be in a crisis. This may not be for you right now. And I pray you're never in a crisis where you need. Never, never, never. But someone is, and someone needs to hear that it starts and ends with you. And once you name those emotions, then you can do something with them. Then you can do something powerful with them. Then you can work on you because it starts and ends with you. And so if this wasn't for you today, that's okay. But I have to give it to the one for who needs it. I have to give it to the one who needs it right now because their life is falling apart. I pray you never get there, but somebody needs this right now. And I am going to begin to teach to the highest, not to the lowest denominator, but to the highest. I'm going to begin to pour out onto the one who is desperate for this because they are in a situation where they have to have this. And so I want you to hear me today. If you had to have this, you're okay. It is within your realm of control. You can manage this. You can name your emotions. You can work through them. You can grow through them. You can overcome, and you will be a success on the other side of this. I believe in you. I know you can do good things. If you are struggling today, look inside, go internally and say, girl, what are we not doing for us? What are we not doing for us? And then do it. You can do this. I believe in you. I hope you have an amazing day. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you later.